Hey everyone, welcome back. Truland here. So I wanted to make this video on it's by Tokyosaurus and it's called Why My Hero Academia is So Damn Good. And the thing is, I like the show a lot. In fact, unlike most people who probably like this show, I actually buy the volumes. I have 5 right now, but when I have the money, I want to get the rest of the series. I'm collecting it. But besides the point, and I want to talk about that later, people who support anime but don't buy the volumes, because it's very important to do that, but lots of people don't do it. And you know what? They're just gonna sit right here as a helpful reminder of buy the volumes. But anyway, this video is called Why My Hero Academia is So Damn Good. I've already said that. But okay, hey everyone, welcome back. I knocked over the mic and whatever, it's fine. I tried recording this one time, but I didn't like the result of it. So I decided to watch the video again and then base my better opinions off of that and edit it to more match what I wanted to say. So we're gonna watch it, and it's by Tokyosaurus, Why My Hero Academia is So Damn Good. Let's go ahead and start.
Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? The second season of My Hero Academia was just completed, and the third season is coming right up, so what?
Okay, first of all, hashtag hype, you never sound that hype, but that's a small minor problem. But you say the second season ended and third season's coming up. Are you serious? It's all the second season. They took a week break. It's called a core. Like, how can this is a staple I want to make because you can't sound professional when you don't know what you're talking about. I saw in the comments all over the place. The second season's still going on. They're just off for a week. If this is your opening line in 11 seconds into the video, you kind of lose credibility when easily you can be disproved. It's a second core. All right, it has 2 cores to it. Second season, 2 cores. Took 1 week break. They had a promo on Toho's official YouTube and everything. So again, do your research or have someone who's more knowledgeable say this thing. Don't just write a script because obviously it's not working. I know I sounded harsh and mean there, but it's just like you have to get that kind of stuff right. It's your first 11 seconds. It's like saying I love My Hero Academia, but I've never watched it.
It's been a while since we had a new shonen anime / manga series get the sort of widespread acceptance the way My Hero Academia has done, and a lot of it has to obviously not just do with its unique character designs, but also the story behind each and every one of those characters.
Okay, so you say My Hero Academia is accepted, and I agree, is well accepted. As I said, I've bought the volumes, go buy them. I'm not paid by anyone. I really say go buy the volumes of My Hero Academia. It's a quality book. But, you know, when we look at all the other shonen that have come out, Haikyuu, Shokugeki no Soma, Black Clover, and those are the ones from Jump that really stick out for me at least. My Haikyuu was really highly accepted too. Black Clover wasn't because they say it was a Naruto clone, a spinoff. But even then, no one gave it the time of the day, and now it's doing its own thing and it's trying to be its own thing. But because people say it was a ripoff or something like that, it didn't have a chance to grow and is now hated because people only know the premise of it in the beginning. My Hero Academia was praised for being sort of like Naruto. So it's a weird thing. Anyway, and you say the character design. I think everyone who praises the show praises the character design. Horikoshi is a great artist. He has a great design. I've been following him since Barrage. He's great art-wise. He really does have a standout style. It's just not enough to praise the show on why it's so damn good because there's gonna be lots of anime out there that have their own style. You have to kind of put My Hero Academia versus those other ones, and art style is really subjective.
And the best part about My Hero Academia is, most of the character development happens in the fight scenes.
Okay, so I read an article about 2 to 3 days ago, and it said My Hero Academia does best its character development through its fights. Now, did you guys write that article, or did you just read the article and decide to make a video on it? If so, why not mention it? Because that would be the right thing to do. At least give this person the traffic, or at least the mention. Because I read that article, and I swear this video is just that article.
One of the best fight scenes this past season was between Deku and Todoroki. One was born without superpowers and somehow managed to obtain the power of All Might, who's the #1 hero, while the other one was born with some serious talent, literally bred to become the next best hero. Two completely different characters both in personality and upbringing.
Naruto versus Neji. I'll talk about it later once you get done, but I'll show you.
Deku received his powers for his qualities and hard work, while Todoroki was born with his powers Deku could only have dreamed of, but as a result had to suffer a terrible childhood from his father for it. Both of them suffered while growing up, but could not have a more different path coming to the day they finally fought each other. Todoroki doesn't use his fire powers because that was what he'd inherited from his father's side, which is why we only see him use ice at the beginning. At this point, Deku wasn't even fighting Todoroki anymore. He was fixated on saving Todoroki from himself. But back to Todoroki, he doesn't use the fire side of his powers not only because he hates his father, but he fears of becoming a man like his father.
Okay, so I have to pause here because you're pretty much just verbatim saying what they said in the show. Why would that just make it good? Why would you have to tell anyone this? If someone enjoyed that scene, they would enjoy it. I understand, it's a video. I get it. You wanted to get your point across. But it's kind of a weak reason. I felt lots of people when the Todoroki versus Deku fight came out, they were focusing so much on the animation and the fight and the stuff like that. But no one really... What is Todoroki's father's name? If you know, tell me. Because I know what his name is. But most people probably don't without having to wiki it. People overlook like even more deeper and darker things because Todoroki, he has his whole family is bred for this, is bred to be these perfect tools for his father. Like that's dark, it's crazy dark, and I feel Todoroki hating his father is justified for that.
Then get a flashback of Todoroki saying he doesn't want to become like his dad, and he wants to become like
again.
All
You're
Might
just
because
recapping
of All Might's
it.
belief that an individual's quirk is their own despite their lineage, so they should be free to do what they want with it.
But what makes that good? Why is that good? That's what I'm trying to get into this video. Why do you say that makes this show so good? Because that could be bad to someone else. Why is it good?
His whole backstory set up the next part to come when he finally unleashes his full powers in all its glory, which encapsulates his inner conflicts in the form of fire and ice, which we can
Okay, so anyone at this point in time, you know Todoroki has fire power, you know Todoroki has ice power. Again, there's obvious symbolism, but at the same time, as a reader, as the audience, you should sooner or later get to know Todoroki's going to use his fire power and Todoroki's going to use his ice power, sometimes in conjunction. There's no way he's just going to limit the character by never using it. Seeing this scene, it's like, oh wow, that's a really cool scene. It's really well animated, it's really well executed, but it's going to come up sooner or later. I'm not trying to mitigate it, I'm just saying, we see it, it's an obvious point. But you're pointing out in the video, and yet it's just there.
He starts off as a little flame on his arm to a full-out blast that covers the entire arena. Obviously, just because Todoroki finally used fire on Deku doesn't mean he fully accepts this part of him. And we can see that being addressed even in the aftermaths of the fight, which is why the show is truly special. The characters feel real. Problems don't just go away in real life. It's always a process, it's a constant fight every single day. But through the epic fight with Deku, he took the first steps toward acceptance, and thus has taken the next steps towards growing into a better person. With a cast as big as My Hero, everyone with their own motivations and drive to become a hero or a villain, it is tough to make every side character interesting, or even decide to give them screen time to develop. But somehow My Hero Academia is able to do that, and that is something that I think not a lot of battle shonen has been able to do recently, at least very well. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I enjoy this show so much.
Okay, so you know we're gonna finish before he says season 3 is coming up and absolutely look like an idiot. But the supporting cast of My Hero Academia, right? There's 20 students. I think there's about 20 students, and each of them have a name. Each of them have a power. Each of them have a certain aspect or trait to them, right? But when people say I want to cherish My Hero Academia's characters as side characters, who got development? Who? Todoroki. Bakugo didn't really get much development. We knew what kind of character he was. He didn't develop through battle. He was the same guy all the time. Oh, Bakugo's analyzing people. That's basic shonen fighting stuff. That's not new. It isn't. Oh, wow. He's aiming for Todoroki's ice at pinpoint precision. Basic shonen stuff. Oh wow, he did a really big blast to take out all of Ochako's stuff, basic shonen stuff. He showed off a big attack. Ochako got development when she said she wanted to help her family. That's why she wanted to become a hero, for she could financially help her family. That's cool. We get development for Ochako. But if we look here, how many of these other characters have got development? What did Kaminari say? Oh, that girl's really hot. I should ask her out on a date. So what, he's a pervert or something? Because Mineta's a pervert. He can't share the same character trait. Or how about Jiro? Or how about Shoji? Like, these characters, yeah, sure, you can focus on other characters, but you're going to need fodder in a tournament setting anyway. And the problem is, so many people focused on this one scene. It's a great, great episode. It's a great moment in the series. But you focus so much and you say it focuses on other characters, when in reality, it's going to focus on Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, Ida. It's going to only focus on a select few when it has 20 characters to work with. Like, can anyone name all 20 students from My Hero Academia? I can do it. Can you name all their quirks too? What is Sato's quirk? What is it? Do you know? From there, it's really hard to accept when people say this show was really great and they only bring up the Todoroki fight. The Todoroki fight is high intensity, it's high action, it's high everything. But if you guys were to read it in the manga, which is right here, it's volume 5, do you still feel that way? Right? It's an amazing scene once again. It's built up great over multiple chapters. It's a defining moment in the series. But the praise shouldn't only come from there, because when you praise it for developing its characters, then you have to look at all the other characters if they develop them or not. The show is so young. It only has around, 25 episodes or so. Season 1 and Season 2, which is still going on. That's not enough to praise it for giving development to side characters. Because they spend a whole episode on Todoroki, but they're not going to spend the whole episode on other characters who don't mean as much. Shoji and Sato are probably never, maybe even Jiro is probably never going to get any character development. Or even Hakakure. You have all these characters who aren't going to get it. When you look at My Hero Academia, you can compare it to Assassination Classroom, where almost all of the characters, you know what, not even almost, all the characters at least have two defining moments for themselves that set them apart. And not just, oh, I'm going to do this one thing because someone has to do it. No, they have a moment that really defines their character when they have to do something that's important to them. And My Hero Academia just did it for Todoroki. He had this really big moment, and that's it. That's not enough to praise it for amazing character development. It's not. Now, going back to the earlier point of Naruto versus Neji, where Neji was a prodigy child. He was a genius by all means. And I'm not talking about the later revelations in Shippuden. I'm just talking about right then and there, tuning exams, Naruto versus Neji. Naruto was a kid who had nothing at all. Just like Deku. Deku didn't have a quirk. Naruto has a power now, and so does Deku. But they're still fighting someone who is leagues above, said to be leagues above them. Now, the only difference is Naruto wins his fight with Neji, while Deku loses his fight against Todoroki. Even then, though, you had Naruto beat to Neji the meaning of, you hurt Hinata, why would you do that? And Neji himself goes on about his family life and everything else. And Naruto says, denounce it. Denounce that life. You're you. Same thing here. And when we talk about the tournament arc, the stakes in the tuning exams were way higher than they were here in the sports festival, as characters were almost pushed to death because of this. When we look at the fight with Shino versus Zaku, he blows Zaku's arms off. His arms are gone. Rock Lee is permanently crippled until later. Like, the risks were so high, and because of that, they had to put so much more on the line. They were really staking everything. Characters died in the tuning exams. Like Rock Lee's defining moment, when we figure out he was born without ninjutsu. He was fighting against Gaara, who seemed to be unbeatable. I can't keep saying enough. My Hero Academia is a great show, but it doesn't do a lot of things new. It's done things other people have done before in the past. And just because Deku loses, it doesn't change the whole genre at all. It doesn't. That's what people want to say. It changes the shonen genre, but it doesn't do that. It's following the same tropes, and there's nothing wrong with following tropes. But when you put it above everything else and say is really crushing everything else, then that's where you get the problem. Because I feel a lot of people, not even I think a lot of people got super excited into the show because of how well it was animated and everything else. And it was animated well. Bones is a great studio. I'm going to give them that. They're my favorite studio. Even then, you just have to look at it and be, yeah, that was a great scene, but don't overdo it. That's the problem I'm seeing. People are giving My Hero Academia too much when in reality you should just say this is good, but maybe this wasn't and maybe that wasn't. It has a huge cast, but it's not supporting all of them. And of course, the Shonen series, this show is about Deku, but in the end, it's going to show some development for some characters, but not all. You can't praise it yet because it's so young, and it can easily fall off. Okay, I'm not talking about manga spoilers. I'm talking about from right here where it is right now in the anime. Manga spoilers. Yeah, let's see if he says anything else substantial.
Season 3 is coming right out after a week's break.
Season 3.
For those of you reading the manga, please don't spoil anything for the anime watchers in the comments. The show is just too good to be spoiled in YouTube comments. But the hype level in the manga is unreal right now. And for a show about passing the torch down to the next generation, I think it's safe to say now it has earned its right to take the torch from the original big three that was Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece.
But see, that's the problem. I don't think it's going to successfully take the torch at all. I think it's going to be super goddamn popular for sure. My Hero Academia is going to end up like Naruto. People are going to end up hating it a lot just because it's gone on for so long. If it's going to be successful and popular, Jump is going to push the hell out of it. And because of that, people are going to hate it when it reaches chapter like 400 something and it's still not over. And people are like, why isn't it over? Why isn't Deku the hero by now? Right? I'm just saying. It's going to be here for a long run. And you guys have to understand, if you praise it now, you're going to get sick and tired of it later.
Anyways, what did you guys think of Season 2 for My Hero?
Okay. So, and then what do you guys think about Season 2? Please get someone who knows what they're talking about next time. Season 2 is over. Go buy the volumes. They're worth it. You know, I'm critical of the series because I love it so much. And you should be critical of things you love. Sometimes I know people don't want to be, but then you don't want to be a fanboy about everything. And that's where I see problems arising. Yeah, that's it. We're done here. Go check out My Hero Academia. Bye.